Hey there, my name is Noah, and this is a review and average user's perspective of the Sony PS-LX310BT belt drive turntable. So, some very quick background. I wouldn't consider myself an audiophile, but I also wouldn't consider myself someone who doesn't care about high quality audio. I feel like I land somewhere in the middle, and for many tech enthusiasts, you may be like me. I was someone who was interested in vinyl records, but didn't really know where to start. If you're a hardcore audiophile, you're definitely not watching this video, but if you are, first, hit the like button, and then click out of this video. There's better turntables out there and more content out there for you to watch. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the Sony record player. This is a turntable that falls somewhere in the middle between higher quality players like the Fluence RT80 range and entry-level options like the audio-technica LP60X. This falls somewhere in the middle between their prices too, at an MSRP of $199, though it's often on sale. I actually got mine for $178. It's actually built out of almost all plastic, but it doesn't look like plastic. It looks beefy and well built with really sleek edges and feels both retro and modern at the same time. The dust cover is a tinted plastic, so I actually try and run records with it open so I can watch them spin. I honestly love the build so much that it actually contributes a lot to my excitement for using it every single day. The only cheap looking and feeling part is the tone arm, which is so lightweight you can easily accidentally bump it if you're not careful. The modern aesthetic also ties into some more modern features like Bluetooth and USB connections. Before I talk about those bonuses though, I want to talk quickly about how I have mine set up because there's a few different ways you can go about it. This turntable luckily comes with a built-in amp, meaning you can run the included RCA cables directly into powered speakers or an AV receiver's RCA ports. I have mine hooked up to my Yamaha receiver this way, and I just flip the switch on the back so it says line in. The receiver acts as a direct pass-through, which is hooked up and powering my Pioneer bookshelf speakers. The turntable itself is using the built-in amp to generate the audio. You can swap it over to phono mode and hook it up to an AV receiver or an external preamp with phono input in order to generate higher quality audio and gain, but for my purposes for now, this more than satisfies. One day I will get an external preamp and I'll report back on how to set that up and how that all goes. By the way, I hate how short the attached RCA cables are. They're so short they literally hang off the side of my shelf. Be aware that you're gonna need your turntable close to your amp or AV receiver in order to use it. This turntable has an automatic belt, so it does a lot of the work for you. You just hit start and the arm will lift and set itself down on the start of the record. When the record's done playing, the arm will just reset and stop spinning. You can operate it manually using the up and down buttons if you want a more traditional experience. One thing I wanted to point out is that the automatic belt and built-in preamp are actually convenience features found in that mid to entry-level turntable range and are noticeably absent from higher quality turntables. I think the assumption here is that people buying higher end turntables already have some sort of experience with record players and audio setups in general. This truck to drive away. What sets this turntable apart from its brethren in this price range is some of those modern features I mentioned earlier. You can pair this up with your wireless headphones or even a Bluetooth speaker. At first I thought this was silly because it kind of defeated the purpose of listening to high quality analog audio. But I realized it's still very useful because sometimes I like to listen at my desk and I can pair it up with the amp at my desk and I don't have to sit in the living room in order to use it. And the quality is still improved over compressed streaming music. And I can also hook it up to my wireless noise canceling headphones if I want to maintain the peace and quiet of the household. You can pair up to 8 devices and it's super simple to set up. Just hold down the button until it flashes, then set your other device into pairing mode and it will turn solid when it's connected. Once paired, just press it once to turn it on or off. The other main tech focus feature is this USB ripping feature. You're gonna need to pick up a USB-B to USB-A cable, and you can hook it into your Windows PC or Mac. If you have a spare printer, you actually may have this cable already. You then need an audio recording software like Audacity, GarageBand, or Adobe Audition in order to rip the music. It records just as if it were a musical instrument or microphone hooked up, so you'll need to stop and start the recording as each track goes. It's rather tedious. Again, I thought this kind of defeated the purpose of listening to analog audio, and for my part, I wouldn't use this very often, but it's still kind of useful if you want to back up some of your albums in higher quality than streaming, or digitize rare records that are only available on vinyl. This thing is dead simple to operate, it looks sleek, and it's feature-packed. How does it sound? This thing sounds amazing. Look, using passive bookshelf speakers over the last few months meant that I've already felt an upgrade in my audio setup, but I feel as though vinyl paired with a good set of speakers really unlock their full potential. Though it can get a little muddy in the high and low end, the warm clarity and fullness of listening to your favorite music on vinyl is a different experience altogether. First off, just setting up the record to play is a process that makes it feel like you're embarking on a journey. It's not just Chromecasting some background music to the TV, it's very intentional. When I listen to hip-hop music like Kendrick or Eminem, it often feels like they are literally in a booth in the next room. The vocals are so clear. Listening to rock, folk, and jazz accentuates all of the instrumentation. It feels like you can hear each individual instrument in the room as if you were on a soundstage. EDM is a whole other beast. Bass hits feel so solid. They don't have that low-end hum, but they feel so satisfying, almost as if you're being hit in the face with music. All of the details I just mentioned aren't necessarily exclusive to their genres, but it was just more noticeable to me. So there are a few downsides to this experience. Physical media is delicate and you could experience scratches, pops, or skips on your tracks. They also need to be cleaned in order to maintain their quality. It's also very expensive. You quickly get overwhelmed with wanting to buy all of your favorite albums on vinyl, but my friend Evan gave me a tip that I found very helpful. Not everything that you listen to you may want to listen to on vinyl. For example, there may be some albums or artists you listen to at the gym or on a drive, but you might not necessarily listen to while at home on a record player. That said, if you still love the album, you still may want to own it anyways, and that, my friends, is what makes this a very dangerous hobby for your wallet. The last thing I will say is this. Vinyl is great for music lovers. If you love an album, owning it and listening to it on vinyl feels special. Taking the time to take it out of its artwork, put it on the table, kick back and actively listen makes everything about the cost worth it. I realize this may have gotten kind of long, so if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I'm planning to post some mini reviews of some of the vinyl records I've picked up thus far. I really want to highlight how some artists go above and beyond with the packaging and artwork they include. So please hit subscribe so you don't miss when those videos go live. By the way, huge shout out to my friend Steven HOFFMEISTER for loaning me some of his camera gear for this video. You can check out his Instagram down below. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later.